Hello everyone. Good evening to one and all present here. I'm Sandhya from MTT. I welcome all the participants on this Sunday evening to our webinar with a small quote. Teachers, I believe, are the most responsible and important member of the society because their professional efforts affects the fate of the earth, said by Helen Caldicott. Now, I would like to introduce our platform, My Trusted Tutor. NTT is a marketplace for private tutors, school teachers, corporate trainers, academicians, educators, corporate educators, and all kind of education professionals. Our mission is to make quality education easily and affordably available to all. Currently, we MTT have conducted 80 plus webinars and now we are in the process of recruitment as well for the post of teachers. Along with MTT, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day, Uzma Charania, on the topic emotional, physical, social, and financial well-being of teachers. Our speaker, Uzma Charanya, is a master's in commerce, CA. She has a rich experience of 9 years in teaching field. She is a gold medalist in CMA IMA teaching training. She believes that influence of good teacher can never be erased. An emotionally intelligent teacher can make life truly positive and happy. She currently owns an education institute in Mumbai for CA, CMA, CS, IMA, UK students and commerce subjects to IGC and IB students. So that's all for the introduction part. Now over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, all participants. Thank you, Sandhya, for the wonderful introduction. Thank you, all participants, for your attendance today. We are good to go, Sandhya. I'll start sharing the screen.
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
The topic that I would like to touch today is emotional, physical, social, and financial well-being of teachers. Uh, this is my third seminar that I have already spoken about emotional well-being. I am trying to take this ahead and connect this to our physical, social, and financial well-being. Let's take a look to what we can learn today. Before we proceed, when we talk about emotions is how we feel. It's not about how others feel about us. Like I've said before, the people who attended my seminar before, it is how we feel and not how others feel. Before we proceed to understand, we should look at how emotionally healthy people behave. A person who's emotionally healthy have the following traits. First trait is they fail successfully. I say they fail successfully. We all know that we all fail at some point of time. Failure comes in our life. We do not have a foolproof 100% success guarantee. So what emotionally healthy people do, they face their failure successfully. That is like there's one of the famous quote that you don't fail, you learn. If you don't fail 100 times, you learn 100 times how not to go wrong. This is how they take failure. You have to take failure gracefully, because when you fail successfully, you will learn and you will know what not to do to fail. You will know this thing is lead me to failure. I should not do it. Second trait they have, they find meaning in loss. Loss could be material loss, could be an emotional loss. Emotional loss when you lose your loved one, you lose a relationship, you lose your friend, or material loss, maybe you lost your jewelry, you lost money, you had a financial loss. So you have to find meaning in loss. Because technically your loss is only a test. It is a blessing in disguise. I know it is easier said than done. When I say the person who's facing the loss, if I say that you have to find meaning in loss, it is difficult. But be emotionally healthy, take life ahead. You have to find meaning in loss, because we all know we go by the saying, "जो अच्छा होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है." I know it's very difficult to absorb, but I'm sorry, is anybody saying something?
No, ma'am.
I thought somebody's okay. So what you do is your life. Technically, we all know our life is a test. So a life itself is blessing. Life comes with failure. It comes with success. It comes with gains. It comes with losses. So it is only when we find a good meaning in the loss. It's only when we can look at the good in the loss, we will be able to continue. It will make us emotionally healthy. Third trait that emotionally healthy people have is that they stop brooding. When I say brooding is living in the past, अरे ऐसा होता तो मैं ये करता या मैं ये करती. If this was the scenario, don't live in your ifs. Don't live in your past because the past is gone. There's no use shedding tears. When I say no use shedding tears, crying is normal. When you cry, it's a sign of being emotionally healthy. But you cannot keep on crying day in and day out. Instead, stop shedding your tears. Shed sweat. Work hard towards it. You convert that into a gain. You can convert your failure into a success. Because if you don't strive, there's nothing achieved. Like we all are teachers over here. We all know till the time we teach it, we preach it, and we follow it. That till the time we don't work hard, we will not get it. There's no use in brooding. The most important trait I would call it of emotionally healthy people is to stop brooding. It's okay to cry. You should stop brooding. Stop living in the past. If you keep brooding on something past, you will lose out on the opportunity which is coming to you at the moment. Next trait emotionally healthy people have is they nurture self-esteem. When I say self-esteem, there are people who come to me and they say, is it ego? No, it's not ego. Self-esteem is belief in yourself. Because, my friends, no matter how many friends we have, how many colleagues we have, how many family members we have, ultimately it's you who's got to do it. It's you who has to get things done. So self-esteem is, I say, I believe in me. Because when you believe in yourself, you will be able to push yourself ahead. And when you push yourself ahead, it makes you emotionally healthy. Another important trait of I say what emotionally healthy people have is they nurture their self-esteem. It's okay to go down. We all have bad days. There are good days, there are bad days, there are worse days. But it is your self-esteem. It is your belief in yourself that okay, you can get up, you can dress up, you can show up. You have to nurture this feeling because at the end, it's you who matters. It's you who can do what you want. Nobody will come, hold our hand, and lead us towards the path. No matter how best friends we have, no matter if it's your life partner, it is you who's got to believe in yourself first. One of the most important trait that I would say in any form is that you have to shed excessive guilt repairing damaged relationship. That is, learn to say sorry. There are times I know me when I talk about this, me myself, there have been times where uh, I have had a fight with people and I am no more in talking terms with them. Earlier, when I was not into emotional intelligence, I always held a grudge. When we hold a grudge, what happens? It is killing us inside. The front person may not be affected. You are giving that person a rent-free space in your mind, in your heart. You keep redoing that thing again and again. And our mind has a power. You keep doing something over and over and over again in your mind, it is going to kill you. It will poison you. It will poison your well-being. What do emotionally healthy people do? Pick up the phone, call that person and say you're sorry. Even if you were not wrong, you may be right. That person may be 110 times wrong. The person may have hurt you, the person may have devastated you, but repair it. It's not for the relationship to continue. It's not for feeding the ego of the front person. It is for yourself. If you can't talk, write in a message, say sorry, and you see the difference that it will make to you. You will feel liberated. And even if it is not your fault, learn to say sorry. It is only when you repair this will you be emotionally healthy. Going ahead, let us have a self check of how emotionally healthy are you. Now, when I put the questionnaire, the answers will be a yes, no, sometimes, strongly agree, strongly disagree. Before I put this question, we are not judging each other over here. These questions you have to answer on your own and you will get your answer of how emotionally healthy you are. We are not sharing any answers. It's for you to reflect. It's for y'all to understand that where do we stand when it comes to emotionally healthy or when it comes to our emotional health, where do we stand? Let's look at the questionnaire. First question. I often spend time with people who are important in my life, such as family and friends. Take time to answer this. Answer this to yourself. Second question. Seek out activities that energize me, that I enjoy, that spark my curiosity. Answer this for yourself. Third question. Express myself, such as by crying, upset when I'm upset, speaking up on issues that are important to me. Answer this for yourself. Next question. I recognize my sorry. Yes.
Yes, this is Sandhya. So please give 10 seconds for each question so that they can think.
All right. I will go back to the first question, friends. I am sorry. I often spend time with people who are important in my life, such as family and friends. Moving ahead.
Next question, ma'am.
I seek out activities that energize me, I enjoy, that spark my curiosity. Moving ahead. Express myself, such as by crying when I'm upset or speaking up on issues that are important to me. Moving ahead. I recognize my strengths, acknowledge my successes. Moving ahead. I feel grateful for what I have more often than I feel disappointed by what I don't have. Moving ahead. Moving ahead. Now, the next set of questions that are coming, they are a little personal questions. I am okay if you don't even put up your answers. This is important if we talk about emotional health. The next set of questions that are coming, a little serious, a little personal. Before I display that questions, we are not judging each other over here. This is for ourselves that we are doing this activity. So, people who don't wish to put up the answers on the chat box, I am okay with it. It is for your understanding. Let's move. You were growing up during the first 18 years of your life. The parent or other adult in the household often, very often, swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you, or act in a way that made you afraid that you might be physically hurt. You can keep the answers to yourself, you can keep the answers in your heart. Okay, reflect on this. Going ahead. The parent or other adult in the household often, very often, push, grab, slap, throw something at you, or hit you so hard that you had marks or you were injured. Going ahead. Do you often or very often feel that no one in your family loved you, thought you were important or special, or your family didn't look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other? Having answered these questions, especially the last three questions, hold on to the answers of the last three questions. Earlier questions have answers of people telling me strongly agree, agree. It's a good thing. It's a sign that we all are actually emotionally healthy. The people who had more answers of disagreed no in the first four questions, it's time you reflect. It's time that you turn towards being emotionally healthy. The last three questions that I said of a personal nature, if you answered maturity, no, it's a good thing. It is not, it has, you don't have a child wound, especially emotional health comes from your wound in the child. When you were a child, the first 18 years of your life, if you were hurt in some manner, people who answered yes, it was not in your hands. Wound, if these the last three questions were answered yes by you, let me tell you, friends, you've come a long way, and those wounds were not in your hand. What is in your hands is you can turn towards emotional health. Why? Because last three phenomena, the people who face it, they do it, repeat it. Repeat it on someone. Like I say on the next slide, if you don't heal what hurt you, you bleed on people who didn't hurt you. This is very important when we talk about emotional health. It is extremely, extremely important to understand that if you don't heal it, you will put it on others. And when I talk to you, we are teachers. We come across so many children, we come across so many people. We may knowingly or unknowingly do this. We may not even realize. If teachers, the last three questions, especially were answered yes by you, it's time that we think. It's time that we reflect. It's time that we become emotionally healthy. Moving ahead, there are times when my colleague, my friends, they come telling me that, Are Uzma, we are, whatever questions that whatever activities that they do with me, all my answers are usually agreed, they usually strongly agreed. That means I'm emotionally healthy. But I am still stressed. I can say that okay, I am grateful for what I have. I can stand up for what I feel. I at times cry. I usually spend times with friends and family, but I am stressed. This stress also kills your emotional health. Let's look at another set of questions to see how stressed we are. The following answers will be a yes or no. I am okay if you share it. I'm okay if you don't share it, but it's for self-reflect. The questions are these. First, you frequently neglect your diet. I'm sure many teachers do this. We have no choice, we have no time. Then there are teachers who don't get good thing. Next, you frequently try to do everything yourself. Usually happens with all of us, happens with me also. I can't trust the person. No, you won't do it. Well, let me do it. This is adding to your stress. Next question. Sorry. You blow up easily and often. You suddenly get angry and you don't know why. You get angry and once you're done shouting, you're cool. Do you frequently seek unrealistic goals? I say unrealistic goals is, no, there's something not attainable, but you still say yes, okay, I'll do it. It's hard for you to say no. It's hard for people to say no. They say yes, yes, I'll do it. And then you find yourself stretching out of your comfort zone, going way beyond of what you can do. You do it. You frequently fail to see the humor in situation often others find funny. At times you don't get the joke in the scenario, we take it very personally. Yes. Do you frequently and easily get irritated? I talk about irritation, the female teachers, if you get irritated, it's your hormones and not maybe not your stress levels. So that is an exception for the female teachers, but the male teachers, usually you don't have this problem, but you frequently and easily get irritated. moving ahead. You frequently seem to make a big deal of everything. You frequently complain that you are disorganized. When I talk about disorganized, it could be your desk, it could be your cupboard. At times when you keep banging into stuff, you know there's a cupboard, but each day you bang your toe into it. Next, you tend to keep everything inside. You don't like telling others. You feel that they won't understand and you just keep it to yourself. Next, do you frequently neglect exercise? Next, do you have few supportive relationships? Do you often get too little rest? I say rest, sleeping patterns change. Don't get enough sleep, don't get enough rest. Do you frequently get angry when you are kept waiting? When you're asked to wait, your friend or somebody is not on time, the next thing you know, you're shouting and pouncing at that person. Do you often ignore stress symptoms? There are times when we can make out we are stressed. Still, we tend to ignore. We do not take a break and we continue. Next, you frequently put things off until later. You procrastinate. कल करूँगा, कल करूँगी. Do you do that? You frequently think there is only one right way to do something. What you do is right and you don't take into others' point of view. You often fail to build relaxation into every day. You always start your day with saying, okay, today I'm going to take my time out. Today I'll go exercise. Today I'll do this. But at the day end, you fail to build that relaxation into your schedule. You frequently find yourself spending a time complaining about the past, something that hurt you, something you didn't like in the past, and still find yourself complaining about it. You often find yourself racing through the day. You're just running. Next, you often feel unable to cope with all that you have to do. You always feel that so much to do, so little time. If teachers, thank you for your response. If major of your answers, sorry, I have more questions. I'm sorry. Do you check work emails after your work hours? Nowadays, when everything is online, do you check your work emails after your work hours? Next, respond to client phone calls, text or emails when you are on sick leave, holiday, or after hours. You've called in sick, taken a holiday, but still you are responding to client phone calls in text. Next, respond to client emails in times you have stated that you would not be available. You made it clear that you won't be available, but still you end up replying to questions, replying to them when you were supposed to be unavailable. Next, ignore alerts that ask you to update privacy settings on your Facebook account. Sure, we all have this Facebook account and there's a notification. How many times have you all ignored the privacy setting? Next, you friend clients on social media. When I talk about clients, your teachers, it's your students. Do you friend them on social media? You have your students following you on Instagram and your friends being your friends on Facebook. Excellent. I have a major nose going. You find, yeah, ex students, Seema ma'am, ex students is good. You can friend your ex students, but not the present students. Yes, you find it hard to go off the grid for a few hours, at least every month. When I say off the grid, that is socially unavailable, physically unavailable, just not there for others. You do that at least sometime every month. Right, teachers. Thank you for your answer. If you answered major of your questions were yes, you know what your answer is. Seema ma'am, especially I read your answers sometimes nowadays, sometimes nowadays. It is hinting nowadays, it is stress. And I understand online and doing things from home is stressful for all of us. So the others who perpetually answered me a yes, a yes, a yes, it's high time that you realize that you're stressed and it's time you take a break. It's time you call off the stress. Do not ignore the symptoms. uh, had had Mukesh sir and Mohammed sir answering major of the questions. No, wonderful sir. It's I think you should give us suggestions of how not to get stressed. Going ahead, uh, when I talk about emotional well-being or when I talk about social well-being, there is an activity what each of us can do every day, and we call it self-care wheel. It's simple. It's a wheel format. It has your personal, physical, psychological, and spiritual. These uh, the pie chart you can call it or the circle. Each area will represent your well-being. Yes, we can do it at a personal level. You can write down your goals, and you can do this on a daily basis. That today, this is the personal goal that I want to do. Today, this is the physical goal that I want to do. This will be my spiritual activity. uh, this could be psychological goal today, and you can do this on a weekly basis, you can do it on a daily basis and review it each time. When you finish your day, you can go through your self-care wheel and you will know how much you've achieved, how much is yet to go. And this helps if you have a self-care wheel for yourself. uh, I will share it with you on the chat later. You can have this printed, write it down, step by step. It will help you achieve your goals, self-care goals, especially we do the self-care wheel for boosting our emotional health or taking care of our emotional well-being. Going ahead, we've spoken about emotional well-being. We all know that we some way or the other we relate to others because we know human is a social animal. We all human beings, man is a social animal to interact with others. So when I talk about social well-being, social health, it is the ability to satisfy your relationship harmoniously. How well do you maintain relationship with the outside world? When we talk about social well-being, it is one of the important part which helps you being emotionally healthy. If you are socially healthy, it will boost your emotional health. Moving ahead, before we talk about social health, there are times when we see people as our competitors, we see our colleagues as our competitors, we see fellow other human beings as a competitor. But if you want to be socially healthy, it's time that we realize that our real competition is not the society, it's not the other people. What is our real competition? It is our procrastination. of putting off things to tomorrow, that is your competitor. Do not do it. Do it today. Second, your ego, feeling of superiority. There are people, there was a time when people had inferiority complex. Now that we are living in this world, I come across people with superiority complex. Your superiority complex is not your competition with the society, it's your competition with yourself. Third competition, the unhealthy food that you consume. We all are fans of pizzas and burgers. There are times we as teachers also tell the students that do not eat junk food. But there are times we'll be caught eating junk food, consuming them all day, all through the night. So consumption of your unhealthy food is your competition. Then knowledge you neglect to learn. There are times we are teachers and we know that we are role models of the society. So there are times when we don't wish to learn, we don't wish to gain a knowledge. I don't, as teachers, we never do that, but then there are times when we neglect. If you do that, that is your competition. You neglecting to learn something, gaining new knowledge is your competition. Next, your lack of discipline. I say lack of discipline is you don't follow a schedule. When we are in school, we follow the schedule. Okay, I have my this class, I have my this this period is my class, class fifth A, class fifth C. But when it comes to your personal life, you lack discipline. At home, you do not have discipline. You think, okay, from now today onwards, I will not eat rice. I need to lose weight. I will not eat rice. The next thing you do is you're sitting and eating rice. Why? You couldn't push yourself to it. Your lack of discipline. Then your distractions. What are your distractions? If I talk about these days, our distraction is our WhatsApp, Facebook, our Instagram. We keep shouting our students that you all are continuously on social media, but these days, if we look into it, if we introspect, even we have our distractions. That is your competition. Bad habits. When I say bad habits, when I talk about bad habits, it could be people who are addicted to smoking, to alcohol. Other than that, what are our bad habits? Not listening to your body, not attending to what your body is telling you. That your body will tell you that some part is aching, feeling stress, you are sleep deprived. You will not listen to it. This is one of the major bad habits that each and I come across each and every teacher these days. And negative behavior you are nurturing. There are times we become pessimistic in life. We don't think in the positive manner. We always look at the bad side of it. This is your competition. Your self doubt. This happens with everybody. When I talk about self doubt, you usually think, मेरे से नहीं होगा. I don't think I'll be able to do it. I'm feeling a little scared. I think I should not do it. Maybe I'll go wrong. Maybe people will laugh at me. Your self doubt is your competition. If you have to be socially healthy, you have to first compete with your own self. It's only when you are okay, you will find the people around you that are okay. Because if you're not at peace with yourself, you will not find others to be peace with themselves. You will always have a problem with them. Moving ahead, there are steps we can build social well-being. It's meet people. I know as teachers this is very easy for us because we have a new set of students each time. Along with the students we meet new parents. Second is be approachable. There are times when we look at somebody and they say, it happens with me when students look at me, they say, strict teacher hai, I will not go ahead and talk to her. The students who don't study with me, they have this impression of people not strict. Especially when I wear my specs, they say, not strict. So I'm trying to show people that I am approachable. There's no need to get scared of me. Then third, nurture your relationship. We all are blessed with relationship. We have our parents, we have brothers, sisters, we have our life partners, we have children. Always nurture your relationship. Always nurture them. Before you go out, step out in the society, it is your close relationship that you have to nurture. Fourth thing is try new things. Make it a habit to try at least one new thing in a year. I was taught this. We were told try one new thing each day. With the stress, with the amount of work that we do, no, it's impossible. So we can make a motto of trying one new thing each year. Do it each year. And then when it's the next year, try another new thing. Because when you try new things, you meet new people. When you meet new people, you learn new things. Last part of your social well-being is stop judging or blaming people. Many times we say तेरी वजह से हुआ, it is because of you happened, I wouldn't have done it, you asked me to do it. Otherwise we judge. ये ऐसा होगा. Why are you judging it? ऐसा होगा होगा तो होने दो. What have we got to do? We have to put this judgmental attitude down to build our social well-being. Going ahead, like it is A. Milner who's written Pooh. There is a saying from a clever bad that you have to add your friends, plus your friends. Why? Because you can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. If you isolate yourself, nobody will come to you. There are people who may come to you, but after a certain point of time, they'll think, "Arey, isko aise hi rehna hai." He wants to stay isolated. You have to reach to people. It is not always that people will come to you. And when you add friends, you also have to minus your enemies. There's always a solution to a problem, and you have to work with your enemy until they become your friend. No, it is easier said than done because you may not even be able to face them or not even like seeing their face. But to be socially healthy, you have to find a way out. You have to talk. You have to put that barrier down. You have to let that grudge go and work with your enemy until they become your friend. Why? Because the more friends you have, be more positive relationship, and when there's more positive relationship, high social well-being, you will be socially healthy. Going ahead, we spoke about emotional, we spoke about social. Let's come to a little physical well-being. When I'm talking about physical well-being, there are many ways of being physically fit, physically healthy, doing yoga, doing gym, doing stretches. But I would like to touch a little different part of being physically healthy. First activity that I would like you teachers to do with me is, many a times what happens is, if you catch yourself being critical of yourself or dwelling on an unhelpful thought, add this simple statement after the thought, and that's okay. Let's do it. I'll say, I'm very stressed today. You add to it. That's okay. I'm feeling very bored today. That's okay. I had a very bad day today. That's okay. Do this for yourself. Do this activity. Whatever you say, whatever negative thought comes to your mind, because it's very difficult to be positive the whole day. Because you may start off your day very well, but then there are outside circumstances out beyond your control, which you can't do anything. You can't control them. What you do, whatever negative thoughts come to your mind, what do you add to it? You add that's okay. You will see the difference. Try doing it right now, teachers. Say something negative and add that's okay to it. See the difference. Sandhya, I would like you to try this.
Ma'am?
I would like you to try this. Say something negative and add that's okay to it.
Okay, I won't get selected in my forthcoming interviews. But fine, I will be. That's okay. Let me try. Is that okay, ma'am?
Yeah, it's okay.
Uh, Hi, ma'am. Can I try?
Yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. So actually, my house is right now in a mess, and I have a 3-year-old son. So I want to say that it's okay if my house is in a mess, and it's okay if I can't, manage few things.
Very good. That's excellent. That's
Thank
a
you.
very
Thank you.
good thought.
That actually feels good. That actually feels good. So thank you so much.
Most welcome. You're most welcome. Anybody else who would like to do this and feel better?
Ma'am, I would like to try.
Yes, sure.
I am feeling upset because I could not go out, but that's completely okay now.
And
I'm,
how?
I'm I am thinking, okay, it's COVID, it's better to sit home. So there's another thought process now that I could not go out. That's okay.
Correct. Very good. Anybody else who would like to try? Anybody else? Okay. Okay, we'll move ahead. But keep this thought. You can
Mohammed
do.
sir is interested in doing it, ma'am.
Sorry, Sandhya. What did you say? Come again, please.
Mohammed sir is interested in doing it. Sir?
Yeah. Yes, Mohammed. So please unmute yourself and go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, no problem, no problem. We'll move ahead. Okay.
Okay.
There's another thing coming up. This is what we can do. It's a little technical, but we can try. You can have your alarm set 15 minutes earlier than usual. Now, I know it's wrong to tell teachers because I see all the teachers, their clock is always 10 minutes ahead of the time. They always clock is ahead. But still, set your alarm. If you want to get up at 8 o'clock, wake up at 7:45. And when you wake up, find yourself a sacred space. In your own house, there will be a place that you love sitting. Each one of us, no matter how big or small our houses is, there is one particular spot that we all love. Go in that spot. Sit there. It could be room with of a candle, or it could be your favorite plant, it could be your balcony, it could even be your kitchen. The females who love to cook, it could even be your kitchen. That is your sacred space. And just spend 10 minutes there. Do something that you like. Be reading a new book, talking to yourself, thinking of what you're going to do today, just doodling something, not even drawing. If you're good at drawing, you can go ahead, make something. Listen to music. You know what? After that, congratulate yourself for doing it. Congratulate yourself for showing up. Mark my words, teachers, when you do this, you will see the difference. You will find the difference in your day. You will see the difference in your behavior. You will feel the calm and you will feel the cool. Try doing this. Have a sacred spot. And when I say there are people who say I'm not a morning person, so we can even change the rule. Don't wake up early in the morning. Before you go to bed, go to your sacred space. Take time out. Do things that you personally like, and you do it for yourself. You see the difference. Moving ahead. Next thing is I would like everybody to do it. It's called smiling curve. Smile and hold it for 30 seconds. You will automatically start feeling happy. Do it. Let's do it. 1 second. Okay, we start now. Hold your smile for 30 seconds. Hold it wide. Smile as wide as you can. Keep holding that smile. Keep holding that smile. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Okay, and we are done. How did it feel? Anybody? Can you tell me how did it feel? You
I'm
guys,
still smiling. I'm still smiling. It's 30 seconds up, but I'm still smiling. So yes, it
yes,
works. It really works.
it works. It is called fooling your brains. It is called psychos. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I've done this, but I don't know how to pronounce this. But if you can fool your brains into thinking that you're happy, you can do that. You have the power. You can do this every time you have nothing to do. Hold your smile for 30 minutes, 30 seconds. Before you enter your class, the best thing that we teachers can do before we enter the class, smile for 30 seconds on your way to your classroom. Hold that smile. You will see the difference in your lecture. You will see the difference it has on others also when they see you smiling. I can't stop smiling now. Okay, let's go ahead. Next thing is think positive. Now, this is one great work that requires, because positive thinking does not come very easily. But then there are ways when how we can become positively thoughtful. We can nurture our positive thinking. First is recall positive life events. There are many events in our life which made us happy. There's nothing you can think of if you're in a very bad mood, very negative. Back in your childhood, back in nostalgia, you will automatically become positive. You will find your purpose there. So, go back in your nostalgia. Recall your positive events. The time you graduated, you stood first, the time you got married, the time you got your first child, you gave birth to your first child, when your child scored something well. Go back, recall positive event. First step to positive thinking is recall very happy, a very positive life event. The second that we can do for positive thinking is form act of kindness. And it's very easy for us teachers to do this. Compared to all the other professions, it is very easy for us teacher to perform the act of kindness, is that we have the power of knowledge and we can teach somebody vulnerable. We can teach somebody who does not have the privilege of education. Do it and you will see the positive thinking in your life. You will see the positive mindset in your life. Third, Practice mindfulness. When I say practicing mindfulness, you can go back to your sacred space, which we just spoke of, and practice this mindfulness. It does not, here this person is meditating in the graph. There are people who come to me, they say they don't like meditation. So it's not necessary that you meditate to practice mindfulness. You can just go to your sacred space, or you can just go back in time, go back in nostalgia and think about it. Just give yourself time to think of it. And express gratitude. When I say gratitude, the first gratitude that we can have each day in the morning is being thankful for a new day. It's the best gratitude that we can have. Or when you're before going to bed, for a nice day that we lived, that opened our eyes in the morning, we have a bed to sleep on. Any small thing, when you start expressing gratitude, you will automatically start thinking positive. Moving ahead, there's also a quick remedy. There are times when you think you're losing it all out, you're going to get angry, you're going to burst. There is a quick system reset, we call it. It's called a nervous system reset in psychology. It's a quick remedy. Place your hands on your lower belly. Is anybody saying something? Okay. Place your hands on your lower belly. Lower belly is right below your navel. Place your hands there. Take a deep breath, a very deep breath, so that it's come inflating out with air. You fill it with air. Take a very deep breath. Hold it for 3 seconds. Let it out. And when you're letting out, concentrate on your breath. Do it 3 times. You automatically start feeling energized. You automatically have those good hormones coming up in your body. Your mind is in a reset. You can think positively again. You can look into another direction. This is one thing that we can do, a quick remedy. There are times you don't know what to do. There are times when you just want to slap somebody, you want to break your laptop, you want to hit yourself on the wall. Do this system reset. You will automatically see how calm you become. Moving ahead, always have a check-in calendar. Now, when I say a check-in calendar, have a feeling check-in calendar. Is there are various feelings that we have and what we could do. You're feeling overwhelmed. You're feeling overwhelmed. When you're feeling overwhelmed is either you're about to cry, either you're about to shout, or you want to hit somebody. That is, you're feeling overwhelmed. Take a step back. Do not do it. Stop yourself. Take a step back. And when I say take a step back, physically take a step back. Do it next time. Next time when you are about to do something, you're very overwhelmed and doing something, put yourself back. Automatically you'll be able to control. If you're feeling stress, focus on relaxing. Again, when I talk about relaxing, the best way that you could do is smile. Hold that for 30 seconds. Automatically, you will feel relaxed. If you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling very anxious that I don't know what's going to happen, I'm very nervous, there's something wrong that's going to happen with me, practice coping skills. When I say practice coping skills, it's simple, just hold your fist. Hold your fist very tight. You will control yourself. You're feeling sad. It's one of the major emotion that everybody feels. You're feeling sad. Love yourself. That could be, you can eat chocolate, you can eat Nutella, you can eat you can eat any sugary thing. I'm specifically talking about all things sweet because it can get rid of your sadness really fast. Even for the people who are on a diet, are weight conscious, if you're sad, eat something sweet. Be loving to yourself. The only way to trick your brain into making it feel that you love yourself is something sweet. If you're angry, do not vent it out on somebody else. Find a positive outlet. When I say positive outlet, you can lock yourself up in a room and just shout. Don't shout at somebody. Just vent it out. Cry yourself out. Hit your pillow. Or you know what? Think that you think that you are in a place where you're enjoying yourself. Automatically your anger vanishes. Find a positive outlet. Do not vent it out on somebody else. You're feeling drained is tired, that's too much, you've done too much work. The only best thing is rest and recharge. Go to sleep. Take your time out. Say that you're not available. Rest and recharge yourself. You're feeling broken. Broken is when somebody stabbed you, somebody lied to you, somebody broke your trust. It happens with us. Show self-compassion. When I say self-compassion is being kind to yourself. Do not, at times what happens, this the other person has hurt us, we are feeling broken and we end up hurting ourselves more. Do not do that. Give yourself love. Show self-compassion. Do not get broken. Do not hurt yourself in that brokenness. If you're feeling upset, take time for yourself. When I say take time for yourself, the best remedy to make yourself back up and come out of your upsetness, take a walk. Because our body is said to be the shock absorber of the brain. It is said if there's something going on in your brain, your body can absorb that shock. Take a walk. And if you're alone, the best thing is reach out for support. Reach out to anybody. It could be your friend, it could be your colleagues, it could be your neighbor, it could be your dog, it could be your cat. Reach out. Do not stay alone. Always have your feelings checked in. This is one of the most important element towards your wellness. Always keep your feelings in check. Next, last but not the least, breathe, stretch, and take a break. When I say take a break, you know what happens with us teachers? If we take a break, the next thing is we start feeling guilty. Oh my God, students have exam. Oh my God, I have not completed this portion. This sum is remaining. This chapter is not yet done. I have papers to check. I have so many commitments to fill in. But take a break. Do not do that. At least once. Just take a break. There's something called casual leave and sick leaves. It's not necessary that you have to be sick to take that leave. There are principals around here. I'm sorry to teach this to your teachers, but take a break. There is a purpose you have sick leave. Even if you're not sick, take that break. Not push yourself. If you push yourself, you will not be emotionally, physically you won't be healthy. If you're physically not healthy, you will not be socially healthy. If you're not socially healthy, you will end up emotionally hurting yourself. So sit back, relax, take a break, and do not feel guilty of taking a break. Moving ahead, last part that I would like to touch, and a very simple part. There are many technicalities in the part that I'm going to touch right now. I will try keep it as simple as possible. Financial well-being. I would like to you to read this and tell me how many people agree with me on this. Teachers should be paid like doctors because a doctor can do a heart surgery and save the life of a kid. But great teacher can reach the heart of that kid and allow him to truly live. How many of you agree with me on this?
Participants, you can use this thumbs up symbol. Yeah.
Hmm. Fully agree. Absolutely. I do. Yes. Even I feel the same. But the sad part is we are not paid. But like I told you, like I started my lecture, that it is us, it is we who have to do it. So what we can do is we can look after our financial well-being. And there's one very simple rule that I would like to share with you all is before I go to the rule, one second. Sonu is saying something. In many European countries, they pay well to teachers as they believe in what you said right now. Correct. Even if you go to USA, UK, Canada, also the teachers are paid very highly because they believe in it. Because they say a teacher makes a doctor, a teacher makes an engineer, a teacher makes a scientist. So they believe that it's hard to bring it into Indian mentality, but I think very soon we should be able to incorporate that too. Okay, before we talk about our financial well-being, there is something that we all have to keep in mind is spend less than you earn. If you're earning 10, spend 9. Do not spend the full 10. Do not, even if it's your necessities, do not have that 1 rupee. Save, have at least 1 rupee lesser than what you earn. Second, save for future spending. What happens is there are many expenses which come in the future, big expenses which come in the future. So you have to save for your future expenses. Third, when you borrow, many a times people have this habit of when they borrow it and they find it very difficult to pay it back. So before you borrow, think if you can afford that borrowing. Think if you are able to pay the interest on that borrowing. Will you be able to actually repay it on time? Only then borrow. Otherwise, survive without it. But grow your money. When I talk about growing your money, I will come to it. When I'm doing the next rule, I will share a few parts on it. Next, boost your earning capacity. When I say earning capacity, do not rely on one source of income. Never, never rely on one source of income. At least have two sources of income. Always. No matter what that is, it can be related to your field, it is not related to your field, but always have two sources of your income. Boost your earning capacity. And last, I'm sorry, protect what you have. Whatever you've earned, what happens is people earn, and at one point of time they spend it all. Do not do that. Protect. If you saved, if you even saved one penny, protect it. Do not let it go. Do not spend it for useless outcomes. Do not just waste it. Protect it. Do not use it. When I say protect it, it is something. If especially if you're saying for saving for your retirement. Now, like now we live in India. Earlier there were days of pension, but now there's no pension coming. We don't know what the future holds. What inflation, what economic outcome is going to happen. So protect what you have. That is, if you're saving something for your retirement, no matter what, do not touch it. If God forbid, if it's a dreadful disease or it requires medical attention, only then touch it. Otherwise, do not touch what you have, especially for your retirement. Let it be. Do not even think of touching it. To do all this for savings, for future spending, there's a simple rule that we can follow. It's called the 50-30-20 rule. Whatever is your earning, we all earn different amount of money. Whatever is your earning, 50%, directly half of it will go for your needs, because in times like these, we know education itself is so expensive. Groceries are expensive, our utilities are expensive. 50% goes to your needs. The 30% will go to your wants. When I say wants, that's your shopping, that's your holidays, that's your eating out at restaurants, that is your car expensive. Mind you, teachers, your car is your liability. It is not your asset, it is not your savings. So it comes in your wants. 30%. If you're counting your fuel, put it into 30% and not in the 50%. 30% will be your wants. What happens is there are times when people ask me that 50% is less. Where do you take the money from? Take the money from the 30% and put it in your 50% basket. Do not take more out of the 20%. Your 20% has to be your savings. For example, if you're earning 100 rupees, 50 will go for your needs, 30 will go for your wants, and 20 rupees directly goes into your saving. So, the minute you put 20 in your savings and there's something urgent that comes out and it's a necessity, do not pull it out of your savings. Reduce your wants, because, like the economics teacher, they will know our needs are something we cannot live without, wants are something you can live without. Give up some part of your wants because later you can satisfy, but at the present, put it out from your 30% basket. Put it on your 50% basket. If you follow this rule, teachers, it's going to help you. And even if it is 1 rupee that you start saving, even if you start from 100, because we know mighty drops of water build the mighty ocean. Sorry, small drops of water build the mighty ocean. So if you start today, no matter what's your age, there are there are senior teachers who come and tell me, they say, this is not my age to save. No, there is no right time or wrong time to save it. You begin it today, you begin it now. Follow the 50, 30 and 20%. You will see your wealth building. You will see you have money for your emergencies. You will see that you have an asset that you can make out of it. Also, when I come to saving, when I say grow your savings, the maths teachers who know compound interest, all the maths teachers, I'm sure there are maths teachers here. Compound. There is power in compounding. I would like to share something what we can do. In India, when we talk about India, since we live in India, there are few investments which will compound your money. That is PPF, Public Provident Fund, equity shares, investing in shares. And when I say investing in shares, it is not the intraday trading that you do. You buy in the morning, you sell in the evening. No, it is long-term investment in your equity. Third is a mutual fund. There are people who are scared, who are very apprehensive with the stock market. The third is mutual fund. Every month, you put a certain money into that fund. You let that money go. You let that money remain. You don't touch that money. These are some, and fixed deposits. In our bank, the fixed deposits that we have, they are also compound interest. These are few investments that will help you grow your money. Now, when I'm talking about compounding, let me show you a small example. Let me share my screen over. It's called compound interest calculator. I directly took it from the internet. For example, Let us say 1,000 rupees. I am taking 1,000 because in this scenario, I know we all can afford at least 1,000 for saving. 1,000 a month I'm talking about. Let's take the interest rate to be very low. We know 6-7% we get interest. Let me take it to 4%. A rate of return of only 4%. Suppose you're saving 1,000 a month. What you get is 4% interest, is 4% rate of return. And let's say your investment period is 10 years. You start today, the next 10 years. You know what your 1,000 every month, 1,000 into 12, be 1,20,000 principal amount, 3% interest. What you get is 139,741. This is, my friends, at 3% rate of interest. If you do it today at 6% interest rate, what you get in FDs, look at your amount. So small amounts, if you break these amounts, even if you start with 500 in mutual funds SIP, 500 in PPF and 500 in recurring deposit, because there are times who people come and tell me fixed deposit में इतना ज़्यादा लाखों रुपया नहीं है रखने को. There is something called recurring deposit. You can start as low as 500 a month. I tell you, leave that money. When you, there are people who put the money, they take it out. Do not do that. 20%, what I'm saying, just leave it. You will see your finance grow. You will see your financial being happy. That's it for my side, dear teachers. Thank you for your time.